Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I will tell you about the how to style this form, which I have created in my previous tutorial with the help of Formik. Now, in this tutorial, I will show you how to style this form with the Bootstrap library. So for that, I will be using React Bootstrap, which is similar to the Bootstrap, but it is specifically designed for the React Bootstrap. And then for the validation, I will use the yup validation package. So yup basically a schema based validation, so I will tell you how to apply the validation on that particular form. So thing first first we need to install that React Bootstrap library to our project. So simply you will have to copy that command and simply paste that command here and click enter, so it will install the React Bootstrap to your project. So I have already installed that. You can see that in package.json file I have already installed React Bootstrap, so it already installed on my React project. So in order to use that library, what we will need is basically import the CSS file for that. So if you scroll down, you can see that you can also add the script tags to your React application, or you can use that import statement. So I will use this import statement, so it will include the CSS library to our project. So copy that command and then simply go to the file and paste that command in the index.js file. So basically index.js file is our main file, so it will use in our whole application. So simply paste that here. So you can see that bootstrap.main.css is added there. Simply save that file. Now the bootstrap CSS file is linked with our project. Now what we gonna need is that we will need to style those input fields. So for that, simply go that direct bootstrap documentation and you can find there the forms section. So in forms section, you will see the overview. So in overview, you can see that it simply create the form with the bootstrap. So what we're gonna do is basically copy the classes for that input field. So for that input field, we're gonna use the class which is basically form.control. So if we go to the original file, which is basically the original bootstrap documentation instead of React Bootstrap, you're gonna see that here is form as well, and this form basically have the form overview, and simply go to that email and see that input field here. So in this input field, it has added the class of form dash control, right? So we'll simply copy that and paste that in those field and simply change that class to class name. So now this class form dash control is basically already have the styling because it's a bootstrap utility class. So you can simply paste there and save. Now you will see that these input fields have become uh, pick the style of that form. Similar to for that contact me button, you can go to the submit. You can see that this submit button have a class btn and then btn dash primary. So this class will basically we will use that and simply copy there and change it to class name. Come to the React app and you can see that we have the contact me button there. Now you can see that this whole form is stick with the browser width. So what we're gonna do is make this form to the middle of the screen. So for that we will use the container. So container also is the class of the bootstrap. You can simply goes to the layout documentation and you can see the containers. So this is the default container. So we will apply this container to our main application. So if I go to the form and I give the class name container, you can see that it will apply that gap between left and right. But over contact form heading is also there. So what we're gonna need is basically wrap this class name to the main div here. Now you can see that it's basically giving the style. Now this fields have doesn't any placeholder. So what we're gonna do, quickly add the placeholders to this field so we can know what kind of field is this. So for that we will add placeholder attribute, and we will give that first name. Same goes to the enter email, and same goes to the enter description. So you can see, yeah, there it added the placeholder. Now what I'm gonna do is basically add that the margin between them, because you can see that it sticks with one another. So simply, for again we will use the Bootstrap classes. So if I'm gonna go to the utilities, in utilities you will see the sizing or spacing. So let me check spacing, and you can see that I can add margin and padding with M and P alphabet, and T stands for margin top. If we need to give margin top, margin bottom, margin start, and margin end. So I'm gonna give margin bottom. So what will I write? MB, which means margin bottom, and 2 rem. So it will give the 2 rem margin. I will give 4, so it will add more margin to it. So simply copy that, paste that here. You can see it added there, and if I'm gonna add there, you can see it added there. Now this form has taken full width. If I shrink down that model, sorry, form, it what is gonna do, it shrink. So what I'm gonna do is, I want to do a less width here. So for that, after container, I have to add row div, class name row, and close that div. And inside that, I have to give a column. I want to give a column of 12, and then inside it I will cut that whole form and simply paste that inside that column. Now right now you can see it's 12 column. If I give it a 6, you can see that it take the 6 column. You can see it take the half of the screen here, and it left empty spaces on the other half of the screen. So in order to center that form inside the browser, what I'm gonna do is also give the class of justify content center, and that is same the class of Bootstrap. Now you're gonna see that it's centered the whole form. If I shrink that form to 4, you can see that it not taken the 4. Now what if I want to give that contact me to the full width of that form? So for that I will add some more classes, which is the w-100, which means it will take the width 100%. Save that, and you can see that it takes the width 100%. And you can see that contact form is in a h1 tag, so I want to short that font size. So simply I give h2 tag, so it will less the font size. So you can see that we have styled that form. If I add data in it and click on contact me, you can see that in the last episode I have console that values with the Formik. So in this way, basically what you can do is style the form. So any classes that I have added here, container, row, justify content center, call md4, it's all gonna listed here in the documentation. You can easily come and find that particular class from there. So in this way, you can style your form with the React Bootstrap. So in the next part, I will add the validation error messages beneath those input fields with the help of Yup schema validation form. So for that, you will have to watch my next tutorial. So right now, this is the end of that current tutorial. So you can subscribe to the channel for more updates and hit the like and also share the videos with your friends. Thank you.